on your yarmulke. It's time for Hanukkah and whatever it takes. That's right. This is Whatever It Takes, the show where we ask two comedians if they'll do whatever it takes to win. I'm your host, BJ Jeranyama, and I'm joined today by our special guest co-host and scorekeeper, an incredible comedian, one of my favorites, a writer, a performer, a musician, a business owner. You may know her from her comedic performances all over New England or from her company, GC Entertainments. That's right, it's Gwen Coburn, everybody.
Hey,
Gwen?
everybody.
Gwen, how you doing?
Oh, I am great. I am also Chris May today, which just really boosts my spirits. It's always really good to become one with someone that you deeply admire. So that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, and this is your second time on the show, but it's your first time on this side of the house. So we're very excited to have you. And today's theme, it's a real fun one. We're going to get a little bit wavy tonight, folks. That's right. It's oceans. And Gwen, I got to ask you, what was your favorite ocean or beach moment? Do you have anything that jogs your memory?
I truly thought you were going to ask me which was my favorite ocean and how could you pick? Uh, um, I love water and I love the ocean. Uh, my first memory is of the ocean because when I was 2, I walked into the ocean and had to be pulled out. That's
Nice.
my first memory.
Which ocean was that?
I think it's the Atlantic, but at 2 years old, you're just like, Wawa is Wawa.
Wawa is Wawa. That's incredible. Well, Gwen, we're really excited to have you on the show. We're going to, as always, if you've watched our show beforehand, we're going to introduce the rules and the gameplay of the show. But before that, we're actually going to introduce our contestants. And if you've watched our show before, or if this is your first time, we actually get each of our contestants to write each other's bio. And whoever wrote the best bio gets to go first in round one. We have 3 different rounds, and that's big because you get to go first in round 1 and also in round 3. And this is whatever it takes. You gotta get any advantage that you can get. So we're gonna introduce them right now. When you're gonna decide who wrote the funniest bio, I'm just gonna get into it.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
All right, here's Steve's bio that was written by Maddie. Joining us now is a man who looks like if Dr. Robotnik did improv, every audience suggestion was briefcase. You've seen him in every stock image that shows up when you search libertarian. Ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise, give it up for the very funny, the not young Steve Young.
Oh.
Steve, you're on the show for the first time. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I don't know how Maddie got into my Google search history to know that I'm such a libertarian, but
Yeah. You're going to be holding it down for the libertarians out there, aren't you?
yeah. Listen, someone needs to keep track of the ages of consent in our country. Sorry. Libertarians suck.
I was gonna ask if you're raking in royalty checks from all those stock photos.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There you go. Well, Steve, we're happy to have you on the show.
Happy to be here. I'm super pumped.
Let's introduce your competitor, your contest this evening. And it's Matt. Here's Maddie's bio that was written by you, Steve. Maddie has written about vests, salads, and air fryers, gay swords, and racist ducks. And that's just the letters to Penthouse. Maddie has written about, I have a double one here. Maddie currently lives in New York City, which New Yorkers agrees is the worst thing to happen to New York City in the last 7,388 days. Maddie is also a comedian, writer, featured in such publications such as Reductress, The Onion, and the National Review. It's the incredible Maddie Gross or Gross. I'm not pretty sure. But it's Maddie, everyone.
It's gross. Thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt. Oh my God, you gave me credits that aren't even real. Thank you. I'm so so sorry.
So, Maddie, it seems like you have a lot of different things that you're writing about. Air fryers, racist ducks, vests, salads. How do you get the inspiration for all this?
You know, the internet is dumb enough that you're just inspired The racist ducks one was me calculating the speed of milkshake ducking. So I found out like how long went between Bean Dad like becoming a thing and then being like, oh, he's a raging anti-Semite. I took the average of a few and it was like a day and a half. Anyway, I did a lot of math about a stupid Twitter thing. So thank you for recognizing my abilities, Steve.
Hey, we always recognize quick maths here and whatever it takes.
BJ left out the best one, I think, which was that you wrote your college thesis on comedy, and notably, it was actually the only thing that they ever found on Hunter Biden's laptop was multiple copies of your thesis. But...
Well, I would have included.
Allegedly,
I'm going to give a little peek to the back of the curtain. We asked the bio to be about 3 or 4 sentences. My guy Steve over here wrote a whole book for Maddie, so we got to pull out some of the things.
I was like, here, 3 sentences. Oh, I was supposed to say where he's from? Boston. There.
Well, Gwen, you heard both of the bios. I saw you chuckling. What are you thinking? Who wrote the best bio?
I thought Maddie was going to take it with the libertarian stock photos, but you just got to give, it's heartwarming when someone gives so much credit and so much knowledge. That was a beautiful thing to hear. So research, it goes to you.
All right. So Steve, you're going to be going first in round 1 and round 3. That's a huge thing because here on Whatever It Takes, every round, the points double. So we're going to be on round 1, the first one, and an original trivia question is going to be 20 points. A challenge question or Whatever It Takes challenge is going to be 40 points. So it's going to be great. Before we hop into it and we start the show, I'm just going to let everyone out there know about the gameplay. Contestants basically alternate in answering trivia questions. And if a contestant doesn't know a trivia question answer, or they want to play a little game with the contestants, they can actually challenge their contestant to answer that question. But once that other competitor gets challenged, they have the ability to either answer the question for double points or take the Whatever It Takes challenge and also get double points. The Whatever It Takes challenge is a physical, ridiculous challenge. It might be drawing, it might be singing, it might be acting out, it might be doing something physical or wacky. But hey, that's what we like over here. And like I said earlier, each round gets harder. Round 1, round 2, round 3 are about 10 to 15 minutes a round. And with each round, it gets harder, but the points double. So if you're lacking behind in round 1 or round 2, don't worry about it because round 3, one question can get you right back into the game.
Yeah, yep. True mad capitalism.
Brilliant.
On here.
Are the challenges already predetermined, or is Maddie gonna be like, go out on your stoop and shout "All lives matter," and then I have to?
I live on the 4th floor. I live on the 4th floor. If I had to try to do that, I would get downstairs by the time you finish your sentence.
No, we've got the challenges over there. Gwen is the keeper of the challenges. We've got it. Oh, hey! Steve's daughter is on the show.
Hi, Mom, can you say hi?
Fuck.
Someone's
incredible.
Not getting ready for bed.
I think this is the first time we've had a child of a contestant on the show. We love it.
This is also the first time I've ever wanted to say, "Damn, that baby can chew."
Good chewer. I was a great chewer.
Say that to me after the show.
Great stuff.
Goodbye.
So we're gonna again. Goodbye. The topic for today's show is oceans. We're gonna dive right in. Steve, you are up. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, it's round 1. How many oceans are in the world?
Jeez.
Look for oceans.
So, oceans?
Oceans.
So there's 7 seas. Oceans, let's see. How much time do I have?
You gotta. We're going to need your answer very soon. Or
47.
you can challenge Maddie.
Nope, 47.
47.
Final answer, Bob.
All right, final answer is 47, and the answer was actually 5.
What? That's
There
no.
were 5. The
Five-
Pacific, the Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, and the Southern Ocean.
Fine.
I had the Wikipedia page. I studied the Wikipedia page for just ocean earlier today, and that was one of the things on it.
Nice.
All right, Maddie. Let's see if you can get on the board, get some 20 points going up. Maddie, which ocean has the most islands? You just heard the 5 oceans.
I did. I know my choices.
You
I'm
got a
gonna
1 in 5
say
chance.
Pacific, not
Pacific.
libertarian in the
Pacific.
Sorry.
Is that your final
yeah,
answer?
Pacific. Sorry, somebody in the chat just cracked me up.
Okay. Pacific is correct. There's 25,000 and counting islands in the Pacific Ocean.
It's a lot of islands. I thought there was only 1,000
Island.
addressing.
Before we get back to you, Steve, I just want to let the audience to know every show we have an audience question. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching live, we're going to let you know that the first challenge in round 2, you, the audience, get to vote on what the question is going to be. This was created by Gwen. It's called Dun 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 Dun, dun. And its contestants will have to narrate a 30 to 45 second voiceover trailer for a new horror ocean film like Jaws. So think In a World, blah blah blah, and they're going to have to do this about an animal that's terrorizing this film. It's not going to be a shark. You, the audience, you're going to vote. Is going to be a giant clam, a clownfish, or 3 eels. All right, our producer, super producer Matt's going to be putting that in the Twitch chat. If you aren't watching on Twitch, get on Twitch, watch it live, be a part of the show. Steve, you're up. Maddie's got 20 points. Let's see if he can get on the board. All right, true or false? More than 70% of the countries in Africa border the sea.
So, well, the sea or the ocean?
Oh,
water.
The ocean. We'll go ocean.
Salt water.
Ocean. We'll go ocean. Salt water ocean.
All right. Geez, I don't know. When is this question from? Because South Sudan's new.
Steve, you got 2 options. You got true or false. You got to say something.
I will say yes. That is true. Most of was it 70%?
Yep, 70%. 70%.
Now, Steve, before you lock in that answer, I'm going to point out that BJ not to predict you, but you actually have 3 options.
Because I can do the
or false, or if you'd like, you can challenge Maddie. So don't feel like this is all on you.
No, yeah, you're right. Since this is true and false, like at 50-50, I'm gonna go with my answer.
All right, you said true. True is correct. 71% of countries' boundaries in Africa touch the ocean. All right, Maddie. One eel per ocean, so there's 47.
It's a lot of eels.
Okay, Maddie, you're up. How long is an average flight across the Atlantic Ocean from London to New York?
I think I got London money. Okay.
In furlongs.
What if I just give a cute? What if I just 10 hours?
You go 10 hours.
10
you
hours?
can challenge Steve if you want.
Ooh, actually, yeah. You got this. Do you know an answer, Steve? Did you say 47?
All right.
Is this measuring in time?
Now, Steve, I will let you know. Now you've been challenged. You can take the whatever it takes challenge if you want. Or you can go with your hours. It is hours here. We're looking for hours.
Oh, from New York to London?
London to New York, New York to London, yeah.
Oh, because it's different. Because if you're going time zones, then the time...
wind or something. I don't know.
It is 5.5 hours from New York to London.
5.5 hours. I will let you know the trip is roughly 3,500 miles.
Dang.
And it usually takes 8 hours, Steve. What? 8 hours. We're looking for 8 hours.
Maybe in whatever poor person plane you're in.
Wow,
he's got some plane shade going on.
You really calling me out for taking Delta Comfort Plus. All right.
Look, Jeff Epstein's not using his plane anymore, and I got the keys. So.
Wow.
Is it keys to a plane? Wait, sorry. Are there plane keys? Yeah. I've never had to think about this deeply. I'm sure there have to be plane keys.
That's actually handcuff keys.
phone, plane keys.
Yep.
Phone
I
wallet.
think Amelia Earhart forgot hers, and that's what happened. She
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
And
You
her
were
co-pilot,
challenged.
notably a man, refused to stop to ask for directions. So,
Absolutely.
Yep.
man, I'm
Steve
blowing it.
always loves to say notably a man to the co-pilot. The men don't get enough credit is what Steve
Yeah,
always says.
seriously, like.
Put more men in the sky.
I don't care how you get them there.
Just get them there.
All right,
And keep them there
we got 2 more minutes left in
into the
this
sky,
round.
and you keep going to the sun.
We got 2 more minutes. Let's see if we can get a whatever
Sorry.
it takes challenge.
All right,
Steve,
sorry.
you're up.
I'm
All
up.
right. Which ocean has the most trash? Unfortunately, humans, you know.
Whichever one Maddie swam in last.
You think I got ocean money?
I will challenge. Is that a
You
thing I can do right now?
you can challenge Maddie.
Challenge Maddie.
All right, Maddie. Do you know which ocean has the most trash, or would you like to take the whatever it takes challenge?
Let's do the whatever it takes challenge.
We got
Do
our
that.
first whatever it takes challenge, folks. Probably the last one of round 1. Before I'm going to throw it over to Gwen, I'm going to let you know it's the Pacific Ocean, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, or the Pacific Trash Vortex. Unfortunate, humans, we suck. But hey, Gwen, let us know what that challenge is.
Here we are. In this challenge, Maddie, we're going to give you 45 seconds. BJ is going to be sending you a word from a word generator that only you and BJ will see because I will have exited out of that private chat. You need to act it out and successfully get me to guess what word you're acting out within those 45 seconds. So as we speak, BJ,
I don't know how to play any of the. I'm not gonna know the like. Oh,
listen, neither do I, Maddie. So
Maddie,
we are bravest.
hold on, Maddie. Before you start, I'm just gonna throw 45 seconds on my.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was starting early. Okay, I'm not gonna get back in my chair. Should I go again? Are we doing the same one?
All right, I'm gonna count you down, Maddie. How's that?
Cool. Yeah.
3,
Sorry.
2, 1, go.
Okay. Now we're doing it.
Okay. I mean, it's some sort of like slapping motion. It's got to be golf.
I like how she's in her
hockey.
Maddie's in the garden.
Okay, or reaping.
You know what? I'm gonna end it. You already said it. It was your first thing. It was golf.
Oh, okay.
I was ready to keep going. I wasn't sure what else was needed.
I knew Gwen was gonna get it, so I was trying to throw distractions out there.
The chat knew.
No, my dad just joined.
Hello, Mr. Gross.
That's your dad?
Yes.
Awesome.
Hey.
Oh, we love dads. So
we love dads. And hey, y'all, that's the end of round 1. Gwen's been tallying up all the scores. Before we get to Gwen, I'm just going to let everyone out there to know, hey, you're watching 2MB Studios right here, whatever it takes. We've got incredible shows from so many different comedians, performers, and just funny people. Happen 7 days a week, cooking up some of the freshest comedy. Follow this channel on Twitch. Follow it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever. You're already here. Go ahead, click subscribe, click follow. Do it. It's great. Maddie's calling you an idiot if you don't do it. It's incredible. Yeah. Before we get the score update, Maddie, you're one of our special guests today, and I just wanted to throw it up to you. You're a stand-up. You're a writer. You've got a huge amount of following on Twitter. So, hey, do you want to let our audience know about some recent projects that you have or anything that's in the pipeline? I know that you run an open mic.
Yeah, so I ran an open mic directly before this. If anybody out there is gay and in New York, I'm not just asking that for myself. I run an open mic in Bushwick Fridays from 6 to 7:30. So that's a fun little pre-show appetizer. You can come to that and then come watch this one. I am going to have another headline for Reductress soon, which is exciting for me. One small step for man. And my Twitter is in my name. If I hit 10,000 before the end of the year, I am going to get a Muppet tattoo. I already know what my reference is. I will not reveal it to people yet, but please force me to do this thing that I would otherwise already be doing, realistically. Thank you.
Y'all out there, Maddie's Twitter's right there. Get it up to 10,000. Let's get that Muppet tattoo over there. We all want to see it. Oh, and Maddie, one other thing, your open mic that's at the Tiny Cupboard in Bushwick in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, tiny
Yep.
cupboard, room 315. So it's not in the pink church. It's upstairs.
All right, guys, go
If that means
follow.
anything to anyone.
That's how bad apartments are in Brooklyn. A tiny cupboard is divided into 315 rooms.
Yeah.
It's just a
Presumably.
building of different art studios and an abandoned church painted pink on the bottom. So it's the most Brooklyn shit of all time.
All right, y'all, follow Maddie, go to the shows. Gwen, we're going to throw
Yes.
it to you. What's the score update?
Oh, the score. Well, right now we've answered some questions, but we have not racked up a ton of points. So we have Maddie in the lead with 60 and Steve trailing just close behind with 20, but anything can happen as we go into this next round.
That's right. It's round 2. The points are higher. It's a 40 points for an original trivia question, 80 points for a challenge question, or or whatever it takes challenge. Hey, anything can happen, but also the questions are now even harder. Steve, you went first in round 1. That means Maddie, you are up. Are you ready?
Yes, let's do this.
All right. Which ocean is shrinking?
I didn't even think that could happen. I'm like having an existential moment.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Arctic.
The Arctic Ocean. Okay. The answer to that was, unfortunately, the Pacific Ocean.
It's been Pacific every question I've had. Literally 3 for 3 has been Pacific.
Ocean.
Maddie, it seems like you just need to be answering Pacific then.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing from here on out.
Because China keeps building those islands, and so it makes it smaller.
I guess the Arctic Ocean is actually getting bigger if things are melting. I don't know what my logic was there, but
Well, the Pacific Ocean is actually shrinking because the seafloor is folding underneath itself.
my
And
mom just
makes
texted me Pacific.
We love a supportive mom, but mom, don't cheat.
Well, don't worry because she sent it to me just now. Like not in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
Saved
Steve,
by the delay.
That was actually a reference to the first time you had to answer Pacific. That's how behind she is.
Yeah.
Steve, you're up.
Yes.
Okay. Which ocean is growing?
The Arctic?
The Arctic. Is that
Yeah.
your final answer?
Sure enough.
All right, you've locked it in, and it is the Atlantic.
neither of us.
That's right. That's right. The Atlantic is actually spreading open as the Pacific collapses in. The Atlantic is growing out.
Both terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yep.
I guess it's good that we live on the Atlantic side, so we've got longer before we get eaten by the Pacific.
What a
Right?
fun
What are we
thing to
talking?
think
Weeks?
about.
Months? How long do we have?
Hey, Steve, you're the one that's leaving on the Atlantic. We've got followers in Twitch land all over the world,
good
and
point, that's a
you
good
are
point.
alienating
That's a
them.
good point. That's a very good point. I apologize. Come on over. Come to the East Coast.
We're frightened. The chat
Yeah,
is
I
frightened.
agree.
Yeah.
All right. Maddie, you are up next. All right. Approximately what percentage of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans? We want a percentage.
70%.
Is 50% your
No,
final
70.
answer?
70%.
She said 70,
I
right?
said 70.
70. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
70 your last? Yeah, you can challenge.
I'm
70?
gonna say-
I never
no,
even-
I'm
never even
saying
heard
I'm
that
saying
number.
70. I just watched the Wikipedia for ocean earlier today. I'm gonna say 70 confidently.
All right, you went with 70, and the answer was 70 to 75%.
Yeah.
So
Wikipedia did me no wrong.
is your dad Frater Petricor? Is that him?
Petrichor?
Is that him in the chat who put 69%?
Would have been almost accepted.
Sure,
Nice.
almost correct. Almost correct.
Nice.
Close.
Not quite.
Wow, the chat is getting violent against Steve.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think we need to remember that we're all just fish in this one big ocean, right?
Or we
All
will be
right.
with sea level rise.
Steve, you're up. Let's see if we can get another challenge over here. Y'all are loving the questions. Y'all love the questions. We also love a challenge on the show, just saying. Steve, what is the deepest point in the oceans?
Oh, the Mariana Trench.
The Mariana Trench.
The Mariana
That's
Trench.
really That's 40 points on the board for Steve.
Oh,
Knew that. Swish. Steph Curry with that shot.
the most confidence I have seen come from you yet, Steve. Keep it up.
You wouldn't know it, but I helped write a book about the law of the sea for the U.S. Navy. So a lot of these facts weren't in there, but
Yep, Steve's a seaman of sorts.
I had a boyfriend in college that had a full sleeve of sea creatures. So I'm trying to remember anything that he said to me when I was not listening.
So I have
All
to
right.
amend myself and say that we're not fish in the sea. We're all seamen in this sea.
yeah, and sea women.
Maddie, you're saluting. You're up right now.
That was
All right.
oh, let's do
How
this.
many oceans does the U.S. border?
2?
Looking at 2. All right, you're locking that in. Again, I would say that you can challenge, but the answer was 3.
Where's the third one?
You got the Atlantic to the east, you got the Pacific to the west, and you've got Alaska, the Arctic Ocean.
Wow, now who's alienating viewers? Didn't even remember Alaska was a thing.
Forgot about Alaska. I'm so sorry.
All right, Steve, you're
I'll
up.
make it up to them later.
Steve, let's see if you could get the chat more into it. The most volcanoes are found in which ocean?
Most volcanoes? The Pacific Rim. The Ring of
Pacific.
Fire. Woo, not the Pacific. Yeah, I mean the Ring of Fire. It's all around the Pacific.
All right, is that your final answer?
Yeah, read a book. Read like any book, and that's in there.
Steve
Please
wants
be wrong.
everyone to
Please
read
be
a
wrong.
book because he's absolutely correct. It's the Pacific Ocean. It's because of the Ring of Fire. He knows. He was in the Navy, folks.
Yeah.
I'm a Marine.
Gotta say, you're correct.
Marine. I'm
I wrote
sorry.
a book
I'm
for the
sorry
Navy.
about that.
Steve, you're correct. Read any book. I read it To Kill a Mockingbird, and that's where I learned about the Ring of
Literally, page 1.
Fire. Page 1. It was the best of times. It was a giant ring of fire.
You know, the Navy was more in him.
Hey.
All right, Maddie, you are up. Are you ready?
Yes.
What is the man-made waterway that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans?
I'll take Suez Canal for 500. Suez Canal, gotta be.
You're taking the Suez Canal. Is that your
Please,
final? You've already final locked it in.
I just remember the boat thing, and I really hope that I'm right. I really hope that moment happened, and it's like Slumdog Millionaire building up for me to have that flashback to this moment. Suez Canal, it has to be, please.
All right. Well, the answer, Steve, it seems like you know the answer. What is the answer?
The birthplace of Senator John McCain, Panama Canal Zone.
It is the Panama Canal.
I can only name 2 canals. 3 if you count birth.
What about the Erie Canal?
Again, I can only name 3. That's not an extra one that I can. I'm gonna go like hit up my 5th grade geography teacher and be like, "Yo, you fucked this up." So
a good portion of this is because my toddler has a kid's map with like that's felt and like Velcro stuff, and we play with it. And anyway, so
I haven't had to be smart for anybody else like since I graduated. So
the best part about having a kid that's learning stuff like that is like, I'm like, there's a toy. I'm like, is this a crocodile or an alligator? And I'm like, just wait, they'll figure it out and they'll tell it to me nonstop. And so anyway.
Steve, you're up. Maybe we can see if we can get that audience challenge in here. Who knows what will happen? But Steve, what ocean does the equator not pass through? This is a tough one. We're saying, Steve.
It's the Arctic. The Arctic Ocean.
Looking at the Arctic Ocean, we're not going to get that whatever it takes. The answer is Arctic.
Yeah, I was like, stop it! I know the answer.
You know the answer. You gotta take the points.
Especially when I did so bad in round 1.
I wanted to challenge him, but I really needed to be right about Suez Canal, and I picked the wrong sliding doors. So we got there.
All right, Maddie, you are up. We've got like 4 minutes left in this round. So, from where do oceans get their salt?
Even if I knew that one, challenge. No, let's do
Like
the
how
challenge.
do
babe.
oceans create salt? Salt water, everything.
I'm challenging Steve to this one.
Can we work on this together maybe and like figure it out? Like magic? Sorry.
Yeah, where's salt from? Hey,
Steve.
name the oceans. Where's salt from?
God, right? No? Didn't she put it there?
I like this from the chat. When in doubt, it's the Arctic.
That's my mom, actually, not my dad. They just have a shared email address.
I know what the answer would be if we lived in a fairy tale, but we don't.
So, Steve, are you going to answer, or are you going to hear out the whatever it takes challenge?
Challenge.
All
Challenge
right,
accepted.
we're doing our whatever it takes challenge. Steve, I want you to know again that you're going to hear it out, and you can decide if you want to take it or if you want to make Maddie do it. Gwen, I'm going to let you do that challenge. I'm going to also let you know the reason why oceans get their salt. It's from rocks on land. Just comes through. Yep.
I don't know about that.
I couldn't if I just said rocks.
Yeah, right. Like, get out of here.
I would sound so dumb if I was just
rocks
like,
in the ocean. Are you mental?
Gwen?
Oh my goodness! Let's move on to this challenge, and I'm going to take you to one of my very favorite challenges, which is called Lakes for Days.
Oh no, Gwen, it's the audience challenge.
The audience
it's the
challenge.
First one in round 2.
Pretend I never said anything. Let's go to the audience challenge. Audience, we miss you. We want to get you involved. I believe we've asked you a question, so we need your help. As a reminder, this question is called Dun 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 Dun. And we need you to tell us whether or not we are going to be using A, a giant clam, B, a clownfish, or C, 3 eels. You have, while I describe this, to lock in your votes. So please do send them in the chat.
Gwen, they've already done it. They've picked 3 eels.
They've picked 3 eels. Listen, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm killing this. Whoever
Why
said
don't you remind the contestants what the game is? What they
absolutely. Whoever said clownfish, I'm sorry, it's too late. Contestants, you will have to narrate a 30 to 45 second voiceover trailer for a new horror ocean film a la Jaws. Think in a world. The animal terrorizing this film will not be a shark, but it will in fact be 3 eels, as per our audience. Yes, Reblunt, the eels have spoken. So, Steve, are you going to take that challenge, or are you going to pass that challenge off?
Oh.
You've got the voice for it. Be a shame.
Wow, casual sexism much? I'll accept. I'm just kidding. I accept.
You
All
accept?
right.
All right, we will get that timer going.
Okay, Steve.
How much of the time can I use to warm up? Unique New York.
All right, we're going to put 45 seconds on the board. Steve, I'm gonna count you down, and then you're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go.
In a world, jeez, one man. No, that's fighting for his family against all odds, trying to shut down a beach. Sheesh. on Arbor Day weekend, but someone let the eels out. It's not safe to get in the water. It's not safe to go to the bank. These 3 eels are in a trench coat, and they're dating your mom. 20th Century Fox presents 3-Eeled Stepdad.
That's 45 seconds on the clock. When you're going to decide, did Steve do enough? What are you seeing in the chat?
Oh, you know what?
Terrible.
I'm seeing mixed reviews in the chat. I'm seeing some people who say that they know that Steve has greatness within that they felt didn't come out. However, I thought it picked up steam as it went. Started off slow, but by the end, I was really invested in watching this person come to terms with their and probably have a beautiful bonding moment. So I'm gonna give you almost full marks. I'm gonna take 5 away for saying sheesh. But other than that, you're gonna get 75 points.
Yes.
I want to do that.
As a Bernie bro, all I strive for is full marks. So I'll take
That was-
partial marks.
Give him
All
the
right.
back.
That's 75 points on the board. That's the end of round 2. We're gonna let Gwen tally up all the scores.
That was hard.
But before we do that, I'm just gonna let everyone know, hey, if you love what you're seeing right now on 2MB Studios, if you watch any of our shows in the past, hey, think about supporting us through our Patreon. You can be a patron and donate every month, either $2, $5, $10. You get behind the scenes material, you get special shows, and you get to support incredible and talented comedians and performers doing incredible things. If you're watching on Twitch, you're like, I can't really do that on a monthly. I got all these other streaming services or whatever, but I still want to help y'all out. Well, we got Ko-fi, whatever it is. I never know how to pronounce it. I've talked to super producer Matt a bunch of times about it, but I never know. You can go in, you can do a one-time donation. You do $2, $5, $10, $50 if you're really feeling generous. Go and do that. We really do appreciate it, support it. Gwen and I, we do a bunch of stuff on this channel, and we want to see Steve and Maddie and so many other funny people do a bunch of things. Steve, it's coming over here. A peek behind the curtain. Me and Steve used to be in a sketch group called Night Job Sketch Co. You watched last week. Chris May was the special co-host of the show. He also did that. Steve, you do sketch comedy. You write. You do a bunch of stuff. What's up right now? What's some stuff that you've been doing in New England?
Not much, just whatever. We're we're filming some sketches tomorrow, actually. Those of us who didn't betray the group and move to New York, BJ. So yeah, it's Night Job Sketch Comedy. We perform every once in a while around New England, mostly in the Cambridge, Boston area. It's a good time. And yeah, a lot of that I am single-handedly inventing the Antifa world headquarters to scare baby boomers into thinking that, because they think it's a real thing, so I might as well. Yeah. Shh. But I saw, if you go to my Linktree/Stephen Young, I've got fake Antifa patches you can get. Actually, let me hold on.
This is reminding me of your trailer in that I thought it was a joke, but then by the end it's seeming real.
I was like,
And then
don't get called to the government. But oh, you're right.
4th Armored Bicycle Division Antifa right there. And I also have a GoFundMe GoFundMe help Steve fight Havana syndrome. if you want to help me get over a very invented disease that the government thinks is real, they can't prove that I don't have it. So send me some money at GoFundMe.
There you do. There you go. Steve is trolling all over. You can find Steve. Steve, let the people know how they can find you.
I think Linktree /Stephen Young. However the hell you say that.
And you've got your Twitter bio, your Twitter handle over there.
My Twitter bio's in there.
All right, he's doing a bunch of stuff. Gwen,
maybe a nice person will put that in the chat for me.
Gwen, what's the score update? We need to know.
Well, much like life, the tables are constantly turning. And the final score currently, we have Maddie at 100 points, but Steve is now at 215. So
oh, shit.
Anything can happen. We're going into the third round.
Well, if you adjust it for gender inequality, he makes 100 points for every 79 that I make.
Correct.
It's truly an inequitable landscape.
Yeah,
Gwen, I feel like we don't make the rules.
We've got to figure out our equity here, whatever it takes. We're still in the 90s over here, folks.
That's a really good point, Maddie. I'm going to give you 15 more points.
Yeah,
because I can
do it.
But here's the thing: Maddie can easily come back with just one question on round 3 because the original trivia question, that's 80 points. A challenge trivia question or whatever it takes challenge is a whopping 160 points. But here's the catch. Y'all know it. The points and the challenges are the hardest they've been all game. All right,
Harder than where does salt come from?
harder than where salt come from. Steve, you gotta go. You won the first challenge. That means you get to go first in round 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. According to the National Ocean Service, how much of the ocean has been explored?
Interesting fact: the National Ocean Service is one of our country's uniformed services. Like, there's the military, there's the National Ocean Service, and then there's the dorky doctors that work for the Surgeon General. Anyway, they all count. They're all veterans. Support the troops,
Support the troops.
and all wars. What percentage of the ocean? I'm gonna challenge. I don't want to answer this question. I'm not answering this question. How do I get out of this question, Maddie?
Challenge Maddie.
Challenge.
Challenge Maddie?
All right. Maddie, you can either answer or you can take the whatever it takes challenge.
I feel like I might know, but I would like to have fun. Like, not that this has already been very fun, but let's turn up the challenge.
Mix it up.
I don't know. Challenge. Yeah, let's do it.
Look, it seems like one of your parents does not think that this is a
It's
fun
my
fact.
mom. It's my mom. If it was my dad, he would be a very respectful participant.
No, we love Maddie's mom here. Continue in the
Get
chat.
rowdy. Yeah, I love you, Mom. Very happy to have you here.
It's all right. Before I throw it to Gwen, it's 5%. 5% of the oceans we've seen.
I was gonna say 10, so I'm glad I'm doing the fun here.
So Gwen, what is the first challenge?
Oh, the first challenge in round 3 is a little challenge we here like to call My Personal Robot. This is a 60-second challenge. For 60 seconds, you are now a robot. And anything that I tell you to do, you have to do while doing your best impersonation of a robot. Make sure to stand on my tasks.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, am I gonna like run into objects? I'm prepared to like use the whole stage. Okay.
I'll be honest, Maddie, I don't know. We'll have to discover that together.
Oh,
Let's go on this journey. I trust you.
All right.
All right. Producer Matt's going to be putting up the clock on the board. Gwen, why don't you count it down and then give the robot some?
Beautiful. And let's go in 3, 2, 1. Robot, can you tell me your name?
My name is Stephen Young.
Hello, Stephen Young. And can you tell me what operating system you're running?
I am running on mac and cheese.
Beautiful. Stephen Young, can you go over to that fan in the corner and turn it on and give me like a little like wind in the hair action?
You are going to watch me walk across a small Bushwick apartment.
oh my gosh. This rules.
There it is. There it is. Oh, beautiful. Robot, can you
I
do
try.
the sneakiest thing you can think of?
What's the what?
Can you do the sneakiest thing you can think of as a robot? And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Friends of all kinds, here we are.
All right. That's it. That's it. Gwen, what are you thinking?
Mom, I cleaned my bed is made. Who do you think I am? Anyway.
I'm gonna give full points just for the made bed. I think that's commendable. So
Thank you. Finally, Mom, somebody
commend it.
Got the full points on the board. That's 180 points for you, Maddie.
Oh,
Guess what?
160.
160? 160, you're right.
I'm gonna go wild here. You don't get the wind in the hair could have been windier. So
160 points. And Maddie, guess what? You are up again because you were challenged. Are you ready to go?
Let's do it. Let's keep it on roll.
What is the name of the warm ocean current that crosses the Atlantic Ocean?
Oh no, I've seen Finding Nemo. Come on. Oh God. I know that I should know this, and I know that Pixar is failing me, so I'm gonna challenge Steve.
Steve, we're looking for the warm ocean current or a whatever it takes challenge. What are you gonna have?
I'll do the challenge.
Oh yes, I was
All
so
right.
hoping you would, Steve. Oh,
Gwen, before we get to you, I'm just going to let them know it's the Gulf Stream. Goes from the Gulf of Mexico to Africa and Europe.
Should
That
have
was
known
not
that.
the one from Finding Nemo. So
mm.
My
All
plane,
right, Gwen.
my
All
plane's a Gulf Stream. I should have known that.
No, well, but since we didn't do the Gulf Stream, we're going to do the captain's log. You are going to co-write a captain's log with me. We will write 4 different entries where I write the first half of the entry in a captain's voice, and you will have to complete the sentence of the entry. So,
Brilliant.
for instance, day 1, we set out to sail upon the high seas. All was looking fine until
Steve Jobs and the Appletosh people came and rammed into us with their ram.
exactly, BJ, exactly. And I will score your captain's logs according to consistency of captain's voice, perils of journey, and how much I enjoyed it.
And the
Brilliant.
enthusiasm of the chat.
That's true. The chat can always convince me to add more points.
Mom, defend me in here. You know what to do, Meredith. I love you.
All right.
Oh no, Steve has a child, as we've seen beforehand.
yeah.
We're good.
Sometimes.
Good.
Are
Okay.
you okay?
Yep, let's get in the prop.
Oh, I'm very excited.
All right, Steve, are you going to take this challenge or are you going to give us a Maddie?
Hell yeah, taking this challenge.
We
All
got
right.
props already. I knew you were coming for it.
I got one of those Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems bets going on this challenge that I can.
Right.
This is how I win.
All right, Gwen, take it away.
Captain's log, day 1. Oh, we set aboard the Marietta and sailed our way into the choppy seas. All was calm but for
The sailors down below decks. They had an extra portion of mead and got too rowdy and started open mouth kissing again. Aye.
All right. Day 14. Ah, the sea, she is a salty lass, but sometimes she provides unknown treasure for today.
I found a way to navigate to the new world. It was inside the belly of a great beast that ate my entire crew. But I think this is going to be great.
Day 37. Oh, the perils of being a sailor.
My trick knee's acting up again, which, as any reader of the captain's log will know, it means that natives have taken over my ship because they knew they could tell the future and they knew what was going to come if they didn't take over the ship. I think I switched tenses halfway through that. Sorry.
Day 64. The final day of this log, I fear. For today, I have found myself at the bottom of the sea. Well, there's nothing left to do but
marry my beautiful new mermaid bride, finally reuniting the land folk and the sea folk together in harmony.
All right.
But I'm a little nervous about the wedding night.
oh,
Talk about peril.
Steve, a good editor stops on a real high, and you had me with the heartthrob. But I'll give it to you. I'm going to give you 160 for the story. I'm going to give you +5 for the heartfelt ending, and then subtract the 5 for adding the jokes on top of it. So we end up back at the 160.
May I just say, Steve solved racism with semen.
That's true.
You're welcome.
There you go.
I think he deserves points for. Thanks, Steve. You did it.
You did it.
You know,
You did it.
we thank you for your service.
That's 160 points on the board. We've got like one question left. You know what, Maddie? I'm gonna throw it to you. Technically, it's Steve's turn, but Steve just got 160 points. Let's see if you can. Let's see what comes from this one. All right. What separates the Arctic Ocean from the Pacific Ocean?
Oh, no. I don't know, like water. I'm gonna challenge Steve again.
Oh,
Steve.
I'm so excited.
Steve, do you know about this?
What separates the Arctic Ocean from the Pacific Ocean?
Correct.
The Aleutian Islands.
The Aleutian Islands. That's a very interesting answer, but
You
it was.
got a ship guy.
It's the Bering Strait.
Unreal.
So it
Is
is
it-
just water.
Technically.
Technically.
What
Look,
separates water?
you're-
Where does salt come from?
Your mom really wanted you to get that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you 20 points for familial support.
Thank you. We come from pirates, but I am a small Jewish idiot who has nothing to do with the sea. So
Well, hey, that's the end of whatever it takes. We're gonna let Gwen go in and tally up all that scores.
my dad got it in the background.
There you go. The dad, hey, he's cheering for that. Before we get that answer, before we see who did whatever it takes to win, I just want to let everyone that's watching here know, stick here on 2MB Studios, because the next show that we have, it's coming up next. It's the most sultry, pun-based game show on all of Twitch. That's right. It's 69 minutes of sex with me. That's not really with me. It's a pun-based game. You know, Gwen and I have both been on it. Gwen, are you on it tonight?
I am not on it tonight, but I will come back. I got to reclaim my title.
Gotta reclaim the title. I am on it tonight, so if you like seeing me as the host position, see me doing my comedy stuff tonight. Gwen, who did whatever it takes?
Ooh, well, I gotta say, both contestants did a lot. It was tight, and we've flip-flopped pretty much every round. Went back and forth. However, our totals we have at 315, Maddie,
Unreal.
and Steve at 375. So it was really close, really close.
Stay there.
Uh-oh. Does she have a sextant?
This is for you. This is for you.
Listen, sex toys are on the next
Come
show.
to my house and take it. No, this is a Comedy Central prop. I'll never know what it's from. This has a TV credit. I don't.
Very cool.
I'd like to thank. This is for you. I'll mail it to you.
All right, Steve. You're the winner, as we always do on whatever it takes. We're going to isolate you on the screen. You've got 30 seconds to do your victory speech. Go.
Well, I couldn't have done it without myself and my dizzying intellect and all the small, poor, dumb people I stepped on along the way. I didn't know I had to give a victory speech, but this is just what happens when you mess with the best. But next time we're just gonna go out, play our game. They beat us on the defense, but at the end of the day, I played my game and I beat the score. And was able to score the gaming. And next time, we'll just do our thing. We'll get in the groove.
All right.
Yeah.
He did whatever. He did whatever it takes. He did the whole thing. Y'all, before we get going, Gwen, you've been an incredible co-host. I want to throw it out to you because I know that you've been writing, you've been performing, you've got a bunch of stuff happening. I think you also have a show that's coming to 2MB Studios. Do you want to let our audience know about that?
I absolutely do. And now I'm trying to remember the title of it. But we have a musical trivia show. It is myself and my good friend MLav, who is friend of the show. If you watched QAW, you watched us play Payne Austin and Delia Payne. Thank you so much.
Can I tell you how much I love that name of Payne Austin?
Thank you.
On every episode, it was, oh man.
Thank you
so good.
I'm soaking in all this love. But the working title is Versus. Thank you so much, 2MB. It's a musical trivia game. So jump on. We're going to have a lot of fun. Be very silly. If you like music, it's fun. If you don't, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. And the first one, I believe, is December 22nd is our pilot.
Nice. And Gwen, I know that you do a bunch of writing and articles, and you also perform and do all the other stuff. Is that handle you got over there the place that people can find you?
Yeah, this is my Twitter, my Instagram, and nominally my TikTok. And if you want to find my website, you can find it at gwencoburn.com.
There you go. Follow Gwen. Watch Versus, her new musical trivia show. Hey, go and follow Steve and get that Antifa stuff. Follow Maddie. Let's get that Muppet tattoo going on.
Yeah.
Come on, get it to 10,000. Hey, if y'all like me, go ahead and follow me at Jeranyama. On Instagram, you can follow me at b.jeranyama. Wasn't able to get Jeranyama because
Unreal.
of Brian Jeranyama. He still says he's my cousin. I've never seen him in my life. It's a whole thing. But hey, we loved having you both on the show. Maddie, thank you so much. You didn't win today, but you're always a winner in our hearts.
Thank you. I'm a winner in my heart for being here and for cleaning my room for this.
Yeah, proud of you.
Steve, you did whatever it takes. We're so proud of you.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
And Gwen, thank you again. Thank you to super producer Matt. We thank you. Hey, stay on here. 69 Minutes of Sex with Me is starting right now. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Again, whatever it takes happens on the first and third Fridays every month. Join us. It's a great time. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.